Hey,
I've been busy.
you got to see a movie called Chef.
Did you really like that?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
I didn't care for it at all.
Really? God, I thought the kid was incredible.
Kid was good.
I thought Dustin Hoffman was out of this world.
He was good, but it was just a linear movie. Like, okay, I started as a chef at this place, and I ended up being on a Cuban food truck.
Well, okay. You don't have to get...
I think 100-Foot Journey is way better.
Well, I haven't seen that, so when I see it, I'll let you know.
And then there's another one, can't remember the name, but it's more of a documentary about the female non-MOF chef that the president of France wanted to cook for him.
Oh, I did read about that
It was
movie.
very good.
Yeah.
Because she was faced with all the MOFs were all working in the main kitchen, working for the staff, and this non-MOF woman, Moulier, I forgot the word, but the French accolade of James Beard type chef, she was in the main kitchen working for the president only. And she faced all kinds of political pressure and all kinds of stuff. Very interesting. Anyway, hey, moving on. Hey, hoo-ha.
A French Pinot Noir that does not come from Burgundy comes from the Loire.
Yeah,
Which-
I was kind of touched by this wine because
I
of the
normally
exact story.
love the red Sancerres, which are Pinot Noir. Not obviously, but that's what they are. And this is not from Sancerre, but it is Pinot Noir. And I think it's really spectacular and a great value. You don't get Pinot Noir for that kind of money very easily.
I got a little sulfur in the nose right now, but that'll go on. It's just an interesting place, an interesting winery. I'm actually featuring the white, I think, too. I was very impressed with the wines and the Touraine. I love the Touraine, but right now, this is a 2001, 2012. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
going to open up here.
But it's got really pretty Pinot Noir nose.
It does. Yeah, now it's starting to clean up. What happens sometimes when they bottle wine, they put there's sulfur in the vat. There's a little layer of sulfur in the air, and sometimes that gets into the wine or into the bottle, and it has to blow off.
But it turns into a gas and it eventually dissipates. So you might be put off a little bit when you first open it, but let it sit in the glass for a while. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then it starts to come out. It kind of has that really sweet kind of cherry,
really good.
Maraschino cherry and cotton candy component.
I really like that.
$25 on the shelf, $15.98 is a reorder price, and
Chateau Vu, this is a 95 for me.
I'm doing a
Toronto.
95 as well. Yeah, lovely wine.
Pinot Noir is a funny animal, and the French Burgundies are so much different than anything we grow. And
Pretty much.
here's another element completely of the grape. Oh wow, look at that nose now.
Delicious. I was really glad to see this wine on our list because I have not tasted a wine from Story in probably 20 years.
Well, wait a minute. What'd you say?
Story.
You just said that.
I said
Wait a minute. You said 20 years.
Right.
Okay. When I tasted this wine, I fell in love with it because it's a grape that we hardly ever see here, which is Mission. Which is if you're to pick an indigenous wine grape for California, it might be Mission, even though we don't have one. But I looked it up, and the last time we did a story was the 1993 Zinfandel. That's almost 20 years.
Yeah, that's 21 years, but who's counting?
So the
Soon to
guy-
be 22.
So the supplier, the winery's like, he goes, what? Of course, the guy that was selling me this wine wasn't with the winery 20 years ago. But I said, I featured your Zinfandel.
But this is
That nose
Zinfandel.
is so great. It's Mission and Zinfandel.
Mission and Zinfandel. Oh, I see. But I get more Zin. And their Zins had this intense strawberry flavor, sometimes almost too much. This is actually interesting because, blending the Mission in there, which is one of the oldest grapes in California, it tones it down a little bit.
You may not, they toned it down. That's exactly right. You smell that Zin.
Oh, you smell it like it blasts out of
Right,
the glass.
and you don't get that on the palate, right?
No.
You get a little bit more complexity from that. So that's what I really
That's
thought
a real pretty wine.
I thought it was really cool. Mission is acidic. It's a pretty acidic grape. You get that in the finish. But you're getting that rosy Zinfandel nose
Delicious.
that turns into a softer mid palate from that Mission. It's really good.
I'm loving it. I'm doing a 96 on that. $24 on the shelf. $14.98 reorder. That's a great reorder price. That's a
so
really
fun.
nice wine. I like it.
I'm going 96 too.
Okay.
Nice people too.
Well, that's what counts, It's kind of like buying wine from me.
Yeah, right.
Okay, and now for something completely different.
Yeah. Did you taste this? You didn't get a chance to taste this before
Yeah.
today, did you? Oh,
No,
yeah, right.
well, yeah, sure, because I wrote about it. And I don't remember it. I mean, I remember being really, really liking it. But
Well, a whole new entry. I mean, this is a new sales rep, a new vendor. Everything was new when they came in here.
I love the wine,
And
though.
I'm like, how did you find out about us? And she tells me this long story about somebody she knows that knows somebody. Which still ceases to amaze me, never ceases to amaze me, that people who are in this business don't know what we do and how we do it and the volumes we buy.
They don't know much about anything.
I mean, it's unbelievable. And here comes this wine. I said, wow.
Yeah.
Like, where has this been hiding?
Now, this is really interesting because this wine comes off in the nose like a lot of typical cool climate Marlborough Sauvignon Blancs, which is, a little over the top and kind of wet,
You're right. The nose is like that.
but the mouth is so
Different.
fresh.
And meaty
such
in the middle.
Beautiful fruit.
Sometimes the main, when I smell this nose, it usually turns me off because I'm going to get this big blast of herbs and grapefruit in the palate, and it'll be too lean. But this one is not lean.
That
It's
wine
got a
is
full- it's got
absolutely
a full
stunning.
palate.
I'm doing a 98. I love it. I'm going to get some of this.
I'll go 97. 2012. It's 22 on the shelf, 11.98 for more. For you, 11.97. And
I'm deciding.
it's a bargain. It's a bargain at twice the price.
Yeah.
This is Napa, or back to Napa Valley Chardonnay from Hill Wine Company. But I love getting wines from Napa if I can do it. And this was, I don't remember who. I don't. Well, this is interesting. 95% organic ingredients. What the hell does that mean?
What's the other 5%? That's what I want to know.
I don't think they mean it's inorganic. I think they mean that the 95% of the grapes were organically grown and the other 5% aren't.
I would guess that's probably what they meant. But they're in the wine business. You never know what they mean because most of the time they don't either. They just like to say things, put them on the back of the label, and hope somebody will figure it out for them.
Anyway,
Anyway,
a great expression of Chardonnay.
spectacular.
with a
Really
little bit of
very,
oak.
very good.
Just a little bit of oak, a little bottle age.
Yeah, I mean, not overdone, not over the top, which Napa can be, because Napa is a really warm climate area, and it can get pretty brutally hot on the valley floor. The hillsides obviously are much better suited for a grape like Chardonnay and certainly Pinot Noir.
Well, that's really fun.
Very,
Little
very
chill.
nice wine. $25 on which is a typical price
Napa
for a
Valley
Chardonnay
Chardonnay.
like that. $12.98 on a reorder, and I'm doing a 95 on that.
I'm going 95, but 12.97 to you again as well.
So, oh, man, what are friends for?
Seriously.
Beginning to wonder. And that's our show. Limited series for the second to last month of the year, November of 2014. When will it end?
I don't know.